Well, I'm very sorry I'm not able to be with you in person today, but thank you for this opportunity to address you via a video link at this BVRLA conference. I recognise the importance of this sector to the economy. This includes the massive buying power of the sector. As buyers of 80% of UK manufactured vehicles sold here, you can together affect the use of technology massively. I feel I must start with the VW emissions crisis. The government takes the unacceptable actions of Volkswagen extremely seriously. We are investigating what went wrong and what we can do to stop it happening again. The priority, of course, remains to protect the public. So first, the government applies considerable pressure on the company in the UK to resolve the immediate situation with speed and efficiency. This means clear information for affected drivers and acting quickly to put right the affected vehicles. I've been clear that I expect VW to take every step necessary to protect its UK customers, but it's right that the government carry out their own thorough and independent investigation. The Vehicle Certification Agency is the UK Vehicle Approval Authority. It is working at the moment to confirm that this issue is not industry-wide. VCA will rerun laboratory tests starting with those VW engines for which the VCA has provided approval. These tests will compare real-world driving emissions against laboratory performance. We're taking steps to ensure independence. Neither the cars nor the testing facilities will be provided by the vehicle industry themselves. Now, coordination across Europe is also essential. The government is committed to improving air quality. It's important that we have a robust testing regime to help us deliver this. I have been pressing EU ministers for swift and joined-up action. The UK government has been pressing for action at an EU level to improve emissions tests. It's been doing so since 2011, and it will continue to do so. We need real-world driving emission tests that work in place as soon as possible. We have also been involved in the development of a new laboratory test designed to be more representative of real driving conditions. The government has confirmed that UK motorists will not incur higher vehicle excise duty or company car tax if their existing vehicles are found to be fitted with illegal software that manipulates tests. But let me put the VW crisis into perspective. The government is not anti-diesel. Diesel cars have played and continue to play a valuable role in reducing fuel usage and emissions of carbon dioxide. Tackling air quality is a priority for the government. Political and legal challenges have increased the profile of the issue. Last year, the Environmental Audit Committee identified this as an unacceptable public health problem. In April, the Supreme Court required a new government air quality plan by the end of this year. There are at least 29,000 early deaths each year associated with poor air quality. This is unacceptable, and the government has recently consulted on its air quality plans. A major part of the approach is for local action on clean air zones. We will continue to work with DEFRA on common standards for clean air zones. This is designed to give long-term certainty to the leasing and rental sector. Changing behaviour is important in making our towns and cities better places to live. That's why I share the interest of a number of you in car clubs. I see a public benefit. I'm happy to promote the benefits. I'm also prepared to deal with the artificial regulatory or administrative barriers to them. So I'm happy to consider endorsing a car club communications and awareness campaign. This is provided it focuses on the public interest benefits. It would have to have wide industry involvement. I also hope to meet the London Car Club Consortium soon. I would stress that many of the parking and other relevant policy issues are devolved to local organisations. Devolution of transport powers has helped improve transport in London. I'm one of several ministers responsible for the Northern Powerhouse. Across government's business, we are committed to the devolution of powers to help achieve this transformation in the North. It is to help build the North the economy it deserves. The government has signed deals with many cities in the North and elsewhere. They are designed to deliver better, more efficient services. There are already many areas where local organisations have the power to deliver government priorities. Air quality is a good example. Where this is the case, I recognise the importance of government influencing local organisations to adopt common standards. I recognise a plethora of different standards does not help business, so we are working for common standards, whilst allowing local decisions related to air quality. Vehicle construction and use standards are more standardised. Many are standard across Europe. I recognise some scope for local areas to adopt different standards related to commercial vehicles. There are construction logistic operating standards, for example. They are required by some public and private sector customers. I recognise the important lead government can take. That lead includes considering standards for major procurements. This includes standards for Crossrail and for Network Rail projects. I'm also interested in encouraging common standards where local areas want more than the legal national standards. We're also determined to continue to invest in initiatives to tackle emission problems. This includes encouraging the take-up of ultra-low emission vehicles. The last 18 months has seen a rapid increase in the sales of the cleanest cars. Twice as many plug-in cars have been bought this year compared to the same point last year. We recently passed the milestone of 50,000 ultra-low emission vehicles supported under the plug-in car grant. But impressive as these latest sales figures are, they will be dwarfed by what's to come over the next few decades. The reality is that we are standing on the cusp of a technological revolution. By 2050, we expect almost every car on the road to be an ultra-low emission vehicle. And I think customers are increasingly reassured by the commitment of the motor industry and the government to the future of the sector. And the Conservative manifesto committed to provide £500 million of funding to support the transition to zero-emission vehicles. This will create jobs, cut emissions, make motoring more affordable, and ensure that Britain remains at the forefront of green technology. Continuing on that technology theme, the UK is keen to remain at the forefront of the development of connected and automated vehicles. Together with the industry, we are each committing £100 million to fund research into intelligent mobility, with the initial focus on connected and autonomous vehicles. This supplements our work negotiating international regulatory standards for vehicle technology. Good examples are in relation to advanced emergency braking and lane departure warning for lorries. The government has also announced a world-leading code of practice for driverless cars. This is to help make the UK the best place for testing without placing an additional regulatory burden on industry. There are 4 cities with driverless car trials. These are in Bristol, Milton Keynes, Coventry and Greenwich. The aim is to test automated vehicles in a real-world environment. It's to try to understand their impact on the public and how they will be accepted into everyday lives. The government has also committed £20 million in collaborative R&D projects and feasibility studies. This is to stimulate developments in autonomous vehicles and connected transport systems. The government's planning for a connected corridor. This will be like a living lab for deploying and testing a range of wireless communications technologies that these vehicles will need to operate. To bring all this together, the UK government has established the Centre for Connected and Autonomous Vehicles. It's a fantastic opportunity for the future, and it's one I'm determined that we will grab. So thank you very much for your attention, and I wish you an enjoyable and productive conference.